Hi guys, this is Vivek Singh. We are starting off with a channel for small, ignored and untold stories of oblivious and supposedly mundane things. Today I'll introduce you to a jackfruit tree in my garden. But before I do that, I must tell some people what jackfruit is because they have not seen, tasted or heard about jackfruit tree. Now the jackfruit is known as Artocarpus heterophyllus. Now this is from the family of mulberry, breadfruit and figs. And its origin can be traced between the western ghats of southern India and rainforests of Malaysia. Its uses are many. In developing countries, it's used as a staple diet of fruits, vegetables, medicines. It is used as meat replacement also. And sometimes, it is used as a flower, and I've heard that it is used for some sort of magic also. Now, if you see that there are two types of people in this world. One, those who love the jack, and the others who either do not know the jack or hate the jack. Those people who hate the jack, particularly from the Western world, they hate it because they say that it has an aroma or a pungent smell of an old pair of socks. And I call it highly racist. Now let me talk about this tree. This tree was planted 20 years ago by one of my domestic helps in an obscure plot which is just within my campus, but we were not using it, and it kept on growing. It kept on growing without any care, without any diligence. Nobody was looking after it, and it grew big for 5 years' time, but it was not fruiting. So in the 7th year, but it was not fruiting, it caught eye of my mother, and my mother did not like the fact that a 7-year-old tree was not fruiting. So she came to this tree, and right there she stood on that platform and threatened the tree that if you do not fruit this time, you'll be chopped down. I was mortified. I didn't know what to do, but my mother was a woman of her words. I knew that she would have it chopped down. And she told my gardener also to take measures to see that it fruited. And later on I came to know that the gardener, he picked up a stone from somewhere and hit the trunk of this tree at 5 places, damaging the trunk pretty severely. You can see the damage points. And I was angry with this man, and I said, "What have you done, you fool?" He said, "No sir, it was necessary for the tree to fruit. It had to be treated this way." I didn't like it. I almost fired him. But to my surprise, that was the year when this tree fruited, and it gave 5 very beautiful fruits. And then onwards, it kept on fruiting every year, giving more than 150 to 250 fruits, weighing approximately 15 to 20 kgs, sometimes much more than 20 kgs also. And they were pretty good because their outer skin was very thin, and we use it as a curry, we don't use it as a fruit. So this tree kept on growing, and around 8 years ago, one of my gardeners, he just thought to clean up the place and collected a heap of rubbish just beneath the tree and tried to burn away that rubbish. It ended up in damaging 2 of the major trunks of this tree, and this tree almost dried up. I was heartbroken, and I thought it was going to die. So I kept on coming back to this tree almost every day and telling it, "Don't die on me." To my utter surprise, that was the year when this tree fruited most profusely and gave fruits of various sizes, shapes, colors, hues, and texture. Every fruit was very different from each other. This tree has had its share of glory also. Its photograph was published in a South Indian journal which is dedicated to jackfruits, and my photograph was also published with it. I met one of the scientists who told me that though I considered all these factors like burning and hurting the tree very barbaric, but actually these were necessary because till any fruiting plant does not feel the threat to existence, it does not fruit. It just keeps on growing and fruits very late. So there was some science behind it. My kids, they love this tree. They have grown up under this, playing with their friends, sleeping in the hammock. My friends have come to this place in parties which we have thrown under this tree. And then there are various things which we have done here. Now the birds have come back, which had disappeared around 20 years ago. I see a lot of birds here, mynas, koels, hummingbirds. There are some birds, hornbills are there. And to top it all, I saw a pair of peacocks. After 12 years, they visited my place. Last year, on 5th of November, my mother passed away. And for the first time, this tree did not set any fruit in December or January. It was like it was mourning. It was grieving. I felt its pain, and I got many other plants from outside, flowering plants and other plants, kept it near it. It set a few fruits only. It was like a grown-up child on threshold of adulthood that had lost his mother. So my message to you all is, save trees. They are living beings as sensitive as you and me, and they too communicate. Thank you.